I'm Joe Cardinale, CFO of HRP Associates. So I started off as an accounting assistant, needing money, but I really enjoyed accounting. I liked it in high school. I was continuing it in college. So I had a good fit in a consulting company. I started off in accounting assistant, entering timesheets, doing a lot of day-to-day operations, writing checks, doing cash receipts, and just familiarizing myself with a lot of the functions of accounting. So as I grew in the position, I would learn a little bit more here and there. I was fortunate enough to start off with the exact same accounting program and still use it today. So I was able to learn within the system a little bit here, a little bit there, and eventually learning all of it on my own. I did take some classes for the program. I eventually got my master's in accounting and was able to just continue growing in my position, getting in the right place, and knowing your accounting information, learning the regulations, learning where things belong, and that took me to where I am today. So most companies need a CFO or someone similar to maintain finances of the company. Smaller companies might not need a CFO level person, but they would need someone to manage all the finance. Mid-sized companies might just need a controller. But as you grow, as you become more active with acquisitions, with strategic hiring, with expanding revenue lines and things like that, that's when a CFO becomes important. Because a CFO really, for the most part, is not involved in the day-to-day operations of accounting. They're not writing checks, they're not receiving money and doing cash receipts, they're not sending out bills. But what they're doing is providing financial advice for the CEO or the COO when we're trying to look at different revenue streams, when we're trying to look to see if joint ventures and strategic hires make sense. The easiest way to think of it is a financial advisor for the company. So organizationally, we haven't changed much. There's still 3 executives before, now there's still 3 executives now. The big difference is, as the old executives would do more things as a committee. They would get together, make decisions, and point the company in a certain direction. Now we kind of streamlined it where if it's a financial issue, it comes to me. If it's an operational issue, it'll go to Tad. And if it's an executive issue or a company direction issue, it would go to Dan. And again, we would get advice from each one of us. Finance has a part in almost any one of them. So there's more of a streamlined approach to the way the company directs itself and how we kind of resolve problems. COVID had that immediate impact of being shut down right away. So that would lead for a lot of meetings, a lot of talking, a lot of planning between myself, the CEO, the COO, just to get things done. We had to come up with plans. We had to come up with ideas. We had to look at what was coming out from the federal government, programs that they were introducing, trying to stay on top of all that information, and then doing this all from home, just made it a little more difficult. Didn't really change what a CFO would do. A lot of what a CFO does is react to markets. Obviously, COVID has caused a sharp decline. So there's things that we need to look at, things we need to prepare for, be proactive on. You can't be very reactive as a CFO. If you are, things already happened and it's too late. So a lot of times that reactive reporting and things like that, someone else will take care of, and then the CFO will look it over. But a CFO is more involved in the proactiveness of a company. Does there need to be furloughs, or do we need to do a different revenue stream, or look at any other thing to help us through any event? CFOs go through many times, a recession or impacts to a certain business line, but it's usually over a slower period of time, and it doesn't need to be impactful all at once. So what COVID did was just really sped up that situation, but didn't really change it. process is to look at a lot of factors. We don't just look at profit and loss when we're looking at acquisitions, joint ventures, strategic hires. We really want to look at how they all affect the company as a whole. You could look at one acquisition to be very profitable when you buy it, but when you incorporate it into the company, it might affect other lines of business. So we want to look at how it affects the marketing department, the accounting department, the admin department. We really want to see how it affects every single aspect of the company, create the pro forma income statements, see how the company would run on paper for a couple months and how it would affect other things, throw a lot of factors at it and see how it reacts. So it's a pretty long process, but I feel like if you do all those and catch everything, you will get to where you need to be. So my goals are aligned with the company goals. We want to see the company grow. We want to make sure everybody has a place at HRP. We want to be as responsible as we can fiscally. We want to make money where we can make money, save money where we can save money. And this all goes to the same goal that the CEO has, the COO has, and everybody in the company has, is to be as successful as we can, to grow the company and to see HRP get bigger and bigger.
So we elevated Joe to the position of CFO first because in this particular environment, in this particular time, the COVID-19 pandemic and the associated financial crisis and HRP's dynamic growth into new markets and new spaces really requires the deft skill of a financial professional. And Joe in particular has those qualifications. He's a trained accountant. He's got a master's degree in accounting, and he's been working in this specific industry for several decades now. A couple of decades. He's not that big. A couple of decades. And that skill set is unique and is very important to us at this particular time. And so all those things taken into consideration together make Joe an easy and logical choice to meet the company's needs for financial management here going forward.
We're real excited to have Joe Cardinale on board as our CFO. He's already made a difference as far as budgeting, projections, his relationships with financial institutions, things he's done with the PPP program, and just innovative ways of investing in handling our finances. And the best is yet to come.